Every afternoon, Sarah walked home from her job at the small bakery on the corner of the street. She wasn't rich, but she believed in sharing what little she had. Her bag always carried 2 meals, one for herself and one for someone who might need it more. One chilly evening, as she crossed the park, she noticed an old man sitting alone on a weathered bench. His coat was faded, his hands trembled, and his eyes carried the kind of loneliness that words could never describe. Something in her heart stopped her from walking past. "Good evening, sir," she said warmly, pulling out the extra meals she had packed. "Would you like something to eat?" The old man hesitated, surprised by her kindness. Slowly, he nodded. "Thank you. It's been a while since anyone shared a meal with me." From that day forward, Sarah made it a ritual. Each evening, she stopped by the same bench with food. Sometimes it was bread and soup, other times rice with vegetables. The old man, who introduced himself as Robert, grew to expect her visits. They laughed together, shared stories of childhood, and sometimes sat in silence, simply enjoying the company. Sarah never asked about his family or past. To her, Robert wasn't a beggar or a stranger. He was a human being who deserved respect, warmth, and care. 1 week later, as they shared a meal under the dim glow of a street lamp, Robert whispered, "You remind me of my late wife." She, too, believed kindness was the greatest wealth. Sarah smiled softly. Kindness doesn't cost much. It's something everyone deserves. Just then, the sound of a sleek black car interrupted the quiet evening. A chauffeur stepped out and opened the door. From the car emerged a tall man in a tailored suit, with sharp features and an aura of power. His eyes scanned the park until they landed on Robert. "Father," the man called, his voice breaking. Sarah turned in shock. Robert's eyes filled with tears as his son rushed forward and embraced him. The stranger in the suit was no ordinary man. He was David Reynolds, one of the most famous billionaires in the country. His face often splashed across business magazines and TV screens. Sarah froze. She had been sharing meals with the father of a billionaire without ever knowing it. David pulled back, looking at his father with regret. "I've been searching for you. I'm so sorry I wasn't here. I should have taken better care of you." Robert shook his head gently. "I didn't need money, son. I just needed someone to sit with me, and she gave me that." He nodded toward Sarah, his eyes shining with gratitude. David turned to her, his expression a mix of astonishment and respect. You took care of him." Sarah shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't do much, just shared a little food and time." But Robert interrupted. "She gave me what no wealth ever could: companionship, love, and dignity." David's voice softened as he looked at her. "Do you realize who you've been helping? My father, the man I owe everything to? And you treated him like family, without knowing who he was." Sarah smiled humbly. "I didn't need to know. He's a good man. That's enough." David stood silent for a moment, deeply moved. For years, he had surrounded himself with luxury, business deals, and powerful people, yet his father had been alone. And this woman, this stranger, had done more for him than all the wealth in David's world. "Miss Sarah," he said finally, "you've reminded me of something. I forgot that love and kindness are the true riches. Please, let me do something for you." Sarah shook her head. "I didn't help for a reward. Kindness doesn't need one." But David insisted, his voice filled with sincerity. "Then allow me to honor what you've given, not for you alone, but for the many others who sit lonely on benches, waiting for kindness." That night, Sarah walked home in silence, her heart full. She hadn't just shared meals, she had sparked a reunion, healed a wound, and reminded a billionaire that compassion mattered more than gold. And for Robert, the lonely old man who once sat forgotten, he no longer ate his meals alone. He had his son back by his side, and it all began with the simple kindness of a stranger who believed in sharing.